Welcome to Python programming. I'm Bashari John Baptist, you can call me JB, and I'll be taking you through this programming session that I've actually devised into a month, so it shall take approximately 30 days to actually complete this programming session. So it is designed for basically beginners, and we shall be programming straight away from the basics to the advanced levels of Python programming. It totally focuses on the programming language. So by the end of this course, I expect everyone watching this course to have a very great level of expertise in Python, to be able to deal with the real world challenges and solving them using Python programming, and to be able to blend with the different technologies that use Python as an application. So what is Python? Python is a general purpose interpreted, interactive, object-oriented and high-level programming language that was actually developed by Guido van Rossum in 1985, I guess 1985 to 1990. But it was actually released in 1991. And he called it Python after some movie. Actually forgotten the title of the movie, but it was just the title of a movie. Then he called it Python, and eventually everyone liked it. So Python can actually be used for web development, software development, mathematics, file modification, hardware programming using maybe Raspberry Pi. You've seen things like traffic lighting systems. You've seen things like night detection systems. How do they come to work? These are all programming. They're all programmed. So programming is basically, I could say it is like something that we actually use to implement operations using the capacity of a computer. You give it the logic that you want it to implement, and it actually keeps on implementing it depending on the codes that you actually gave it to it. Learning Python puts you at a very great advantage of the job market. You can work in companies like Facebook, companies like Google, companies like PayPal, IBM, because most of the systems that they actually have are built using Python. The 3D softwares, most of them that you use, softwares like gaming, CAD softwares like AutoCAD, all that, they are all developed using Python programming. I chose to learn Python and to teach Python because I can use Python on a different operating systems. You can program it on Windows, Linux, macOS, Raspberry Pi for hardware programming. It is really that adaptable to various operating systems. It is very simple. It is as simple as English. This course, I make it after having a series of physical trainings with different groups of people. I've met with several groups of people. I have trained kids that are even 7 years, 8, 6, and they are able to really write code. There is no way you can say programming is hard with Python. It is really easy. And I know that with time, you'll actually realize that it's actually the simplest programming language that you can ever find on the market. When you're writing Python, you actually use very few lines of code to write your code, and this makes it a very efficient system, because the more the lines of code that you have, the more time it takes a processor. A processor is like the brain of a computer, like the CPU. The more it takes the chip to actually read through those lines of code. But if I'm able to write very short lines of code, this means that my computer is able to read through them very fast, thus implementing the specified action in a very short time. Python is that programming language that you'll be dealing with that has very short lines of code, very simple, easy to read, easy to understand. So that's the major reason to why I would actually choose to do Python. So in this tutorial, we shall start with basic introduction, whereby we shall install our softwares. We learn the Python syntax, comments, variables, data types. Still, if you've not done programming before, Don't get hold of the terms I'm using. You'll understand everything because I will take you through a step-by-step learning. You could just take a video every day because they're just 30 videos. Learn a video every day, then you finish it within a month. Or you could divide the videos into any time that you think really works for you, and then you learn Python programming. When you're learning code, I don't recommend anyone to actually learn everything in one day. No, put it as part of your timetable. These videos take roughly 8, 5, 6, 3 minutes. So you can just watch a video maybe for 3 minutes every day. The one for 8, you watch it for 8 minutes till you finish. So from data types, we shall look at Python casting, numbers, strings, booleans, operators, then lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. For those who have done who have any background in programming, you could actually know this. And we then move to if-else statements, for loops, while loops, functions, and modules. So by the time we finish Python modules, we are done with the beginner level of Python. So if you know you have done some Python programming before, this is the right course for you to advance, to change from the beginner to actually the advanced part. If you want, you could actually skip the videos up to something like Python modules, where there are Python modules and functions, but I would recommend you to start from the beginning because this is actually focusing on all the latest information that is embedded within Python. So after the beginner level, we shall now dive into things that are slightly complicated but not so complicated, things like arrays, dealing with JSON files, the scope, the dates, classes and objects, inheritance, iterators, polymorphism, and there you really start feeling the intents of knowing Python. At that point, you're really at a very good level. We then finalize this course by looking at string formatting, PIP, Python, file handling, and the application of this programming language in various technologies. As we said, it could be used in developing web systems, it could be used in hardware programming. It is the basis, the foundation of artificial intelligence, the foundation of machine learning, the foundation of data science. And I have made all these courses on this channel, so if you want to watch them, you can still visit them. Thank you. Let's meet in the next video.